Howdy folks, welcome to Bullish On Farming. Today's July 2nd. It's about midday, could go in for lunch, but I thought standing next to the pigs and the cows, and that doesn't happen too often. Got the pigs, cows, broilers, and hens all in the same field. Just like an old school mixed farm. But those of you who haven't seen previous videos, we got the cows in that field to mow the grass for the chickens. And because those chickens don't cover as much ground as the cows ever possibly could, I'm getting them to graze it pretty good. The pigs won't be there for another month. So we'll be stepping in here in about a week. And this is just lush. Call it St. Lucius. And the pigs have been in here for about 8 days. We're gonna hit the 2-week mark and move on. Some half impact done yet. We're looking for definitely taking a lot more of the ground cover than that. And in the areas that are rooting, I'm really seeding hard with peas, oats, and sunflower. Gonna get my hands on some amaranth soon as well. But this has only been a week rest. And so, a little bit of freshening up. That section down there we'll go check out. Hasn't taken as well, but put it to perspective, this is about 3 weeks rested. Okay, so a bit harder of impact too. And what I like about that is it really kind of took down a lot of the cool seasons. Well, still got a patch there, so anyways, that's not really what we're trying to thoroughly do anyways. If we keep some vegetative matter for the pigs, because they don't derive their full nutrition from the ground, I mean, they probably could. They just wouldn't get fat like you want them to finish for pork, and the time that you'd want to finish them. But because it's not their sole source of feed, you don't need to worry about what's in your pasture. Okay, so this is 3 weeks rested. This is about 7 or 8 days. And I think over the course of this next week, because we're going to have the sun and heat, it was cool the past week, that's really going to start to bounce back. And you can start to see what we sowed. I'm not sure if that's the oats or the peas coming up. But we got it coming everywhere. And we're definitely going to have some feed addition to this field. And apparently the sunflower is a great source of feed for the pigs. It's also great for the soil. And these areas that get hit harder, we're just seeding them a lot more thoroughly. And we're doing what we can, not taking it too far, a little bit of light wallow action. But in the grand scheme of things, for what we're doing for our pigs and doing the best we can, places to learn from, but you can't really stop the rooting with pigs, especially since these are all around 200 plus now, maybe the lightest one being 180. But either way, they're just rooting a lot more now. And so that's why we want to keep it to 2 weeks, because if any area of the paddock starts to become highly occupied, there's likely going to be some hard wallow action, especially if it collects moisture or it's a wet spot, low spot. But you can avoid that by moving on. And learning, of course. So you can see this is about 2 paddocks for the pigs. So we got 4 weeks yet. And that's before we even get to where the cows grazed. And you'll see, we're taking it down pretty good. I opened up just a stretch, which is about there to the wire down. So this might be even a bit thicker. But as we get over here, you can see what we've done. Oh my boy, what have you done? I see 6 inches in here. What's going on? Well, in a month, we'll grow out enough for the pigs. It'll keep things at bay. It'll have mowed the pasture for our chickens. So for the next little bit, I don't have to think about mowing the grass to keep those netting fences hot. I think I posted a previous video about the broilers going out. You can check that out in a previous video. This is a nice steer. That's a 14 to 16 month old steer. I want to say 16, but in our last video, I really focused on the age because I was able to see their tag. And this was our second calf, bull calf, sired by a lowline. He's got to be 85, 90 pounds. And he's about a month and a half old. So growing out well. This is our first calf we had. She was a heifer. Same deal. I want to go check out our bull calf that we just had fresh, because I don't see much stuff out there about low line crossing with larger framed cattle. And not that Red Angus are larger framed in the large scheme of things. Larger framed being more of a commercial sized cow that will produce a beefy calf, but not like Charolais, Simmental. Some of the larger breeds that are really hard to keep condition on grass much of the time. I mean, we have a limo who performs well on grass. She's also heifer, so we'll see what it's like. This is a Red Angus girl. She's got to be a 5th time calver. But anyways, bull calf a couple hours ago, got up, started drinking right away. Doesn't have the baldy, of course, because she is solid, while our Hereford's got the white face. But the bull was black. Proof is in the pudding, isn't it? But anyways, we could see that this is a smaller calf. I know the calf this girl had last year. It was like a 75 pound calf. Maybe even 80. It was a thick calf. It was a heifer. But she was also sired by Charolais. So that's what you get. Forgot about that, actually. And her calf was blonde. But this is a bull calf. I don't know, call him 55 pounds. Small. So I know she's capable of having a larger calf. I mean, of course, Angus calves will pop out around 70, 75. But a much smaller calf that will put on more weight by weaning age. And we don't wean our calves. We let their mums wean them for us. And you see, he's still not totally smart yet, but I saw him drinking earlier. But with those smaller calving weights, easier on the mum, easier on the calf, but still an explosive grow out to weaning age. Look, we're not selling these calves at the sales barn, but what I'm saying is what you get for the buck if you're selling beef, not animals live on the hoof, but actually butchering beef into a product that you share with others, direct to consumer, then you're talking about money makers. So that's why we went with the low line. To be honest, this year I got a heifer bull Red Angus lined up to rent because I'm growing out a bull this year that we might use next year, and I don't really need to spend money on a bull right now. When I got a good option with the Red Angus. So yeah, we're gonna see how that goes. I also do have the option for a low line bull. I just don't want to breed the low line with the Longhorns, so we'll see. I might just go with the Red Angus across the board. Beef up those Longhorn calves. Be a great thing. New life on the farm. Thanks for stopping by, and God bless you all. I'll see you on the next one.